What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to be talking about Palantir Technologies and how they just released that they are announcing a new Chrome extension, and this Chrome extension is live. Now, there is another YouTuber that also made a video on this. The YouTube name is Tom Zuzzolo. If you guys are interested in learning more about Palantir, this YouTube channel provides a lot of great due diligence, so make sure you guys go check out his channel as well. So before we get into all of this information and all of the implications that I see this bringing for Palantir coming in the future, if you guys would like to earn 2 free stocks with Webull valued up to $1,850, make sure you check out that link in my description down below. All you have to do is set up an account, deposit $100, and you get your 2 free stocks. Now, I also get a free stock for you guys doing that, so it's a great way to help out and support the channel if you guys would like to. And if you guys enjoy the information that I provide for you in this video, make sure you go down and hit that like button. It costs you nothing to do it, but it really helps me out a whole lot in getting this information out to as many people as possible. And if you guys want to see more videos like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell so you're notified every time I post a new video, so you get to stay up to date on all of your favorite stocks, learn about a couple of new ones, and see exactly which options I am trading and which strategies I am using to trade them. So looking at the chart of Palantir, we are seeing a steady downtrend over the past week. Now, we did see a bounce from the lows, but we really haven't seen anything crazy out of Palantir. Now, we do have that double-click demo day event coming up in the middle of April. Now, I do think that that could cause some bullishness in the short term for the share price of Palantir, but this company is such a great long-term investment, in my opinion. Now, nothing I say in these videos is financial advice. These are for educational and entertainment purposes only, but if we, as we've seen with all of the ways that Palantir's technology works, they not only provide a really nice data analytics platform, but their AI gives suggestions on how to best handle your customers' needs. This is the future, and Palantir is going to be one of the massive players, if not the biggest player, in the data analytics market going forward. So let's get into this Chrome extension. So coming over here on Palantir's Twitter, Palantir's InfoSec team has built and open sourced a Chrome extension that improves password hygiene and reduces phishing risks. So read the blog post to learn more. So we have the blog post right here. We can see, in an effort to bolster Palantir's password hygiene, our information security team, with deep collaboration with our friends at Spectre Ops, sought to create a solution for detecting password reuse even when endpoints aren't in scope for detection via network telemetry. This became doubly urgent with the pandemic and the shift to remote work for the vast majority of our employees. For example, many Palantirians simply don't have the necessary network or bandwidth to use a full tunnel VPN. As a result, our full spectrum of network security controls and detections, including our password reuse detection, may only apply to a small portion of their network traffic. Upon considering several means of approaching this issue, we found that a browser extension most effectively served the purpose of reducing password reuse and phishing risk across our fleet. So we know a lot about Palantir. If you guys have been watching this channel, we know all of the different contracts that Palantir has been receiving and could receive over the next couple of months and the past months. So all of these contracts have been from big organizations, institutions, and companies, and this is the first time that we have seen Palantir create a product that is for an individual use. So Palantir is now rolling out technology that you and I can use on a day-to-day basis and can actually have some very important benefits. Now, I have a very interesting prediction on where Palantir is going to transition this technology in the future, but let's get into that right after we figure out a little bit more about what Fishcatch is able to do. So at its core, Fishcatch is a browser extension which compares passwords used for corporate resources to passwords used elsewhere, but in a more robust and versatile manner than similarly described tools that have come before. This blog post explains our motivations for building Fishcatch and describes how it works under the hood. So coming down a little bit further, we can see that browsers are increasingly the primary location for both business and personal tasks, often simultaneously. Desktop applications and command line interfaces serve more specialized functions, but most users spend their days interacting with enterprise and productivity applications solely through their browser. Single sign-on has helped enterprises manage the authentication complexity inherent to the web ecosystem, but this also concentrates risk into a single point of phishable failure. So a December 2019 study from Google indicated that only 35% of respondents used a unique password for every account they used. Perhaps even more alarming was 13% of people who reused the same password on every account. In a traditional office environment, security teams could implement security tools at the network perimeter for controlling and monitoring employee behavior. These tools, in more sophisticated setups, perform decryption of network traffic to identify password reuse or theft. Now that working remotely is the new norm, traditional password reuse detection strategies are subverted or outright irrelevant. Now, moving down a little bit further, you guys might be able to figure out what conclusions I'm going to be able to draw, but there are 3 ways that passwords get leaked. So the first is going to be intentional account compromise. Bad actor wants your password and devises a method to trick you into giving it away. Most commonly, this is a form of a phishing email that prompts the user to visit a fake login page where the victim enters their real credentials. Now, password reuse. Computer systems expect people to choose passwords according to rules that are explicitly difficult for humans to memorize. A common practice in the real world is to create a handful of passwords that meet most complexity requirements and rotate between them as necessary. Now, a lot of people don't actually do this and then muscle memory. Who among us hasn't absent-mindedly entered a real password in the wrong place? The login fails, you chuckle at the error, and you go about your day, no harm done. Despite the failed authentication, there's no way of having total assurance that a leak didn't occur. So this is going to get really important, and I'm going to make a pretty bold statement that it is very possible for Palantir to come out with an even better version of this technology for businesses. So right now, it's mainly for individual use and for individuals who are working from home. But if you guys remember this massive Bitcoin scam that happened on Twitter last year, a 17-year-old in Tampa, Florida, was accused of taking over the Twitter accounts of Elon Musk, Bill Gates, Barack Obama, and numerous other celebrities to scam people into sending the teen Bitcoin. So we could see Palantir roll out software and partner up with Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and any other of these companies, maybe even Snapchat, to authenticate and make sure that these passwords do not get leaked in the future. This would be a massive deal and would be very big news if Twitter and all of these other companies partnered up with Palantir in order to make their platforms more safe. Now, there have also been a lot of individuals who have signed up and downloaded the Fish Catch already. So coming over here, we can see that Fish Catch offered by Palantir on the Chrome Web Store, and it already has 3,000 plus users. Now, do I think that this is going to be some sort of massive form for revenue for Palantir in the future? Not really, but this is good, and we're kind of getting into what I've said before, in that I don't think that we know the total addressable market for Palantir. I don't think there really is a limit on what markets that Palantir can get into. We've seen with this RPP competition that Palantir could get into the banking industry. We've seen them get into the oil industry, and we've seen them help out with the pandemic. I think that Palantir's reach is almost limitless over the next couple of years, which is why I'm so bullish on Palantir for the long term. Now, we get an overview of this software. They can identify and prevent enterprise password leaks. Fishcatch is a privacy-respecting web browser extension that can help prevent account takeover of enterprise identities. So we've basically went over this before, but this could be a massive step in Palantir getting its technology not only out to individuals, but also getting more contracts with massive data companies in the future, such as Twitter, Facebook, and maybe even Amazon. So even though we've seen these very sharp declines in stocks like Palantir, NNDM, Bionano Genomics, I'm still incredibly bullish on a lot of these companies. Now, the reason why everybody is kind of freaking out is that everybody is kind of realizing that the massive bull run that we saw over the last year is not going to last forever, and the same thing applies for quantitative easing and zero rates. So what people are really thinking about are the typical valuation measures that people use to evaluate the value of a company. Now, in a typical discounted cash flow model, they take the future revenues of a company and discount them to a present value for the current time. Now, if a company like Palantir is projected to have a substantial increase in revenue in the future, and the discount rate that you are using in these models goes up, along with the other types of rates like the 10-year treasury, the federal funds rate, then the value of the company today would decrease. Now, there's some arguments against this, and the main one is that these classical valuation models have not really applied to companies in a very concrete form over the past 10 years. We've seen companies trade at massive PE ratios, and it really has not made a difference. So we could see all of this settle down over the next month. I don't think a crash is going to come, and I do think that there is a lot of opportunity to buy dips in this market and set yourself up for the long term. So that is going to be it for this update on Palantir Technologies. If you guys enjoyed the information that I provided for you in this video, make sure you go down and hit that like button and hit the subscribe button and turn on that notification bell so you're notified every time I post a new video, so you get to stay up to date on all of your favorite stocks, learn about a couple of new ones, and see exactly which options I am trading and which strategies I am using to trade them. And if you guys would like to earn 2 free stocks with Webull, which is the brokerage that you guys see on screen in all of my videos, these 2 free stocks could be valued up to $1,850. All you have to do is click on that link in my description, set up an account, and deposit $100, and you get to receive those 2 free stocks. So that is going to wrap up this video on Palantir. I hope you guys were able to have a very profitable day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.